Okay, guys, good morning. Thanks for joining the session. So today we'll start with the Excel classes. So even before we going to start with the Excel classes, we'll talk about our data analysis and data analytics, because for the data analytics and the data analysis, this Excel point is the starting phase. If you want to start any data analytics course or data science course, Excel is the primary tool where the entire primary source of data from long back. Like nowadays, we have many reporting tools, many data analytic tools, but initially we had only Excel. So that's the reason most of the companies are maintaining their data in Excel format only. So I would say that Excel is the primary tool for the maintenance of Excel. It is also like a database. Normally, what we do in this Excel, can anyone tell me what we can do with this Excel? Hello? Hello?
Storing the data.
We can store data, we can calculate, we can make calculations.
Basically, to record the data, the primary thing what we can do is we can record the data. So by using Excel, we can store the data. So once we store the data, we can use it for the multiple purposes. We will analyze, we will do some calculations, we will summarize the data, and we can present it in the data. I mean, in the different form of charts, tables, we can present the data for the decision analysis. All these things can be done through Excel. So basically, the data, I mean, the Excel can be used for the data storing, data analysis, data summarization, and also for the presentations. So all these things we can do from the Excel on MS Excel itself. So first we'll understand what is the data analysis and what are the tools required for this data analysis. Everything we'll talk about the data analysis, because the main intention, which the reason why I'm starting this course is uh, to give you a oversight about the data analysis also. Excel and SQL if possible. I'll try to cover SQL and VBA as well. So that definitely you guys should know the all these parts, at least up to the basic level. SQL and VBA, we should know up to the basic level. But Excel, definitely we should know the everything from end to end, from starting to scratch, everything we should know. So definitely I'll try to give you as much as knowledge and clarity as well in terms of Excel. Already you might be using Excel from long back, from like your graduation, post graduation itself, you might have started using Excel, but still there is always some what is it uh, misconception in the writing formulas. Like we need to have a much mathematical knowledge to write the formulas. This kind of misconception is there, but it's not true, guys. You don't need to remember those formulas. We don't need any mathematics knowledge even to apply those formulas. See, I'm from commerce background, right? Still, I'm able to write any difficult formulas in Excel also. So we don't require any that kind of what do you say analytical abilities. I don't believe in all these things. So I'll teach you in that way, so that by end of the session, everyone should be able to write in a formulas very easy manner. We don't need to take a lot of effort to write any formulas. So with very easiness, we should be able to write the formulas. It can be VLOOKUP, match index, multiple if conditions, in a multiple if VLOOKUP formulas, anything we can write. So in that way, I'll make an attempt to understand, make you understand. So we'll see now. Okay, shall we start? The first one is about data analysis. We'll start discussing about the data analysis. So basically, the data analysis is we'll understand what is meant by data first. Data is nothing but raw data, information. Suppose there is a store, like we have a DMart store, right? What actually happened at the billing store? If anyone comes to have a billing counter, customers with our goods and everything, what they will do by using QR code, they will enter into the system. For every system, one record will be created there. What is that record? Suppose if I'm purchasing one water bottle. So while the sales representative, I mean the billing counter people will be there, right? Once they enter that water bottle in the database of DMart, the line item will be created. What is this line item? The bottle has been sold for so and so item, so and so quantity. So that one record has been created in the database of DMart, right? That is called raw data. Whatever the data, we have it at the front end, at the primary source of transaction. That is called a data. So that's called raw data. So if I give you the entire raw data to you, is it possible for you to analyze? Suppose the Bangalore, we may have multiple branches, DMart multiple branches. In each branch, we have thousands and lakhs of transactions. Every day on daily basis, there will be lakhs of rows will be created. lakhs of records will be created, isn't it? So if I give you the entire data in Excel format itself about all transactions, is it possible for you to analyze the data? If you want to know the total count or maybe the total sales profitability, if you want to know all these kind of things, is it possible for you to calculate it from the raw data? Hello, guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Mahesh.
Mahesh.
Yes, sir.
So if I give you the raw data is nothing but just like a primary source of data, the transaction where it is happening, I'm just capturing, I'm giving it to you. Is it possible for us to understand and to examine the data?
It is tough.
No,
So it's not even possible because the data is something that if it is in a raw format, we cannot analyze it. We need to convert it into information. So information is nothing but we have to add some meaningful summarization or maybe the analysis classification need to be added to those transactions. Suppose if it is related to the FMCG goods, we have to add some summary. We have to examine the transactions and we may have to create some database for each type of transactions. So if we add some value to those transactions, then we can see it as an information. So as an information, we'll get some clarity. Again, we'll summarize it. Then we will modify the data to the next level. And also we'll build some data tables. As a data set, we will build one data set. Now, if you want to analyze the data, like what is the profitability of each branch and each zone and each product type, everything we can understand and we can analyze the data. So for all these things, what we need, the analysis skill set is required. Is everyone understanding? The data analysis is nothing but we have to add some value to the data in terms of examining modifications and building data sets and establishing relationship between these data set. I may have a data like in the Bangalore branch, we may have certain products. The same products may not be available in other branch. At the same time, to identify each and every product, there should be some unique code, isn't it? Every product there will be unique code. So if I want to correlate with the codes and product IDs, I need to establish some relationship between the IDs and descriptions. Different types of employees will be working from the ground level to management level. A lot of people will be there. Like we have sales representative, marketing people will be there, associate, senior associate, marketing managers, CEOs, CFOs, different kinds of designations will be there, isn't it? Sometimes I may have to establish the relationship between these employees also. So basically, I'm going to add some value to the entire data in order to analyze it. That is called data analysis. Why is data analysis so important? Is it something like relating to the data? I mean, in companies from a perspective, or is it something related to only the companies doing a business only? Can't we do it in the real life? Data analysis. Have you guys applied anywhere about the data analysis in a real life? Anyone? Anyone applied data analysis in your real life?
No, Mahesh.
While studying, you didn't apply any time. Okay, let me tell you an example. You might studied SSC intermediate rule, right? So Jyoti,
Sir.
so what's your 10th class marks?
7.3, sir.
Okay, 7.3. Anyone from any like out of 600, 500 like that, you wrote any examinations? Other than grading.
Yes,
Yes,
bro.
I.
Suresh,
Suresh, what's your marks in 10th class?
448, bro.
448 out of 600. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, what's your percentage? If you want to apply the percentage, what's the
Percentage
percentage?
73 something.
73. So how you are saying that 73 is a percentage?
I will calculate on 448 divided by 6.
So you're saying
Six,
that
six.
you scored 1 second. You scored 448, right?
Yes.
Out of 600. So if you want to know the
600.
percentage of this marks, how I'm doing? 448 divided by
448 divided by
600
6.
into 100. So that I
Yes.
arrived 74%.
74%.
This is the data analysis, guys. This is data analysis. We do this data analysis in our real life everywhere. Even if you go to shop, you'll try to compare the prices of products, right? From one shop to another shop, from one place to another place. Even we used to compare the petrol prices from one place to another place, the taxes, prices of products. This is all data analysis on. So not only in companies and a big business think something, even in our real life also, we always apply this data analysis. We are not learning something new or a new concept. It's already there in our real life. We're just going to learn it in a bigger manner. We have the data, we know how to organize it, we know how to interpret it, and we know the structures of data in real life. The same context, the same data, we are going to put it in the Excel format and we are going to analyze it using different formulas and different concepts and different functions. That's all about the data analysis. And why it's so important for the data analysis. Why data analysis is so important? Suppose there are two companies are there. A company is there and B company is there. A company got a profit of 100, B company got a profit of 80 rupees. Now tell me which company is good?
A company.
Now tell me, this is a profit. I told you, this is a profit. You're all saying that A company is good, right? Now I'll tell you, sales. Company A sales is 2000 and company B sales is only 100 rupees. Now tell me which company is good?
Absolutely B. B.
So basically, based on the profitability itself, we cannot come to the judgment which company is good. So if I give you the sales information, you try to calculate the profitability of profit. If I see the profitability ratio, profit divided by this sales, here we can see 0.5%. If I see the same profitability position company B, I can see 80%. Right? Getting the point? So this is called data analysis.
Yes, sir.
So without data analysis, here we have a data, profit is a data and sales is a data. But what we did, we analyzed the data so that we came to know the judgment. For that reason, the data analysis is very important in our real life. Not only in real life, from the company perspectives also. If you are going to work in any project or companies, the data analysis is very important because if you want to understand the problems in the company, definitely we need to analyze the data. And why we need to analyze the data is something that only to extract these figures to know the result only. Is that ultimate objective of data analysis? That's it. Suppose every company have different profitability ratios. Like this company have 80%, some other company may have 70% and 0.9%, 0.5%. You'll get a doubt, right? Every company is having more than 70, 80, 90, but our company is only having 5%. What do you do in this case? You will start analyzing reasons, isn't it? If you compare the profitability position with other companies in the industry, everyone are facing more than 50%, 30%, 70%, 80%. But our company is having only 5%. In this case, what do you do? The data analysis is not something like finding out the results. We need to find out the root cause. We need to find out the root cause. What is the reason to get 5% profitability? Suppose we identified sales are less, sales are more, 2000. When we compare with the remaining companies, obviously our sales are more, but profit is very less. What could be the reason? What could be the reason?
Discount.
When we
High
compare with the remaining
discount.
companies, our sales are more than those companies. But in terms of profit, it's very less. Because maybe we might have a lot of expenses. Though we are selling 2000 rupees for the product, 2000 rupees worth products, the purchase cost would be more. The cost of production could be more. The operating expenses could be more. That's the reason we're having less profit. So if you want to get a more profits, what we have to do? If you want to get a more profits, what we have to do?
Reduce expenses.
we have to reduce the cost. We have to cut down the cost. We have to implement different strategies to reduce the cost. So in this data analysis, we identify the number, and number is nothing but the performance. We analyze the data and we found the reason, root cause. Then we have started implementing the strategies. Everyone getting the point? So understand, guys, the data analysis is not something like finding out the results. We have to find out the root cause, and also the preventive actions also need to be taken. All this part comes under the data analysis only. Data analysis is not like a very narrow word. It's not something like very smaller one. All these decisions, all this work should be done by the data analytics only. That's the reason today's we have a lot of demand for the data analysis. You know what? One more important thing with the data, day by day, every day, the data will be keep on increasing. There won't be reducing of data. Do you agree with me or not? Every day, entire world, the data will be keep on increasing. You know why? If you take any company, it can be any database. Every day there will be adding of a new database to the existing database. Analysis will require a lot of complexities will be there in the analysis part. And finding out the root cause is getting difficult, complex, and there is a demand even to analyze the reports. If new companies coming into existence, they use the historical data from the industry to find out the prospectus and the future possibilities. So guys, everywhere there will be data, and the demand is also very high in case of data analysis because everyone depends upon the data. Nowadays, if you go and search in Google, a lot of people are selling the data for 1800 rupees, 2000 rupees, 3000 rupees. If you want a student mobile numbers all over India, they will sell you for 5000 rupees. If you want a mobile numbers of the the CEOs, they will sell you for 10,000 rupees. It's all about the data. Everyone will be focusing on data and data collections, data organizations, preparation of data sets, and analysis of data. That's the reason the data analysis and data science demand is going to be increasing in coming days. It's not something about the placement opportunities, jobs, and all, but there is a demand. If you want to sustain in this industry, you need to have those kind of skills. Forget about jobs and placement. Definitely, we have a jobs and placement, but it all depends upon the skill set that you are acquiring through this data analysis and data sciences. Even today's we have a myth like we do not have a calls for the SQL Power BI. Yes, if you are good with only SQL and Power BI, you do not have a calls. But you are good in a Panda, R Analytics, Python, SQL, Tableau, all these tools. Still, you don't get any calls. Just try to add all these tools into your resume and try once. Definitely, you'll get a calls. It's all about having knowledge in the data analysis tools. Okay, let's understand the stages we have in the data analytics. Already we discussed. So again, let me complete all the stages in the data analytics. The first one is data. Data already we said it's a primary source of data where we capture the transactions. It's a raw data and the information. When we establish some relationship between the data and we started organizing the data in a meaningful way, that's we call it as an information. So with this information, maybe we can do some mathematic summarizations, calculations, and all. But with this data, we cannot do. If I give you the entire transactions, purchase transactions, sales transactions, without classifying between the purchases and sales, will you be able to find out any information? I mean, find out any results from that information? Suppose in the Excel, I'll give you the entire data, like all these cells. So 2000 rows. Purchase is there, sales is there, purchasing of assets data is there, purchasing of goods data is there, salaries, employees I have, interest amount, everything is combined, all the transactions, 2000 rows. Will you be able to apply any formulas to the 2000 rows? Is it possible for you? If I give you the raw data, is it possible for you to apply any formulas on that? Hey, నిద్రపోతున్నారా అందరూ ఏమన్నా పిట్స్? Hello? Are you guys are there or not?
Yes, sir.
Please respond, guys. So I'm asking you, if I give you 2000 rows of data, combination of different purchase transactions, sales transactions, is it possible for you to provide any formulas on that to get any output?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Will you be able to get it?
Yes, sir.
How you will get it? I'm giving 2000 rows of data with a combination of purchases, sales, and all. If I ask you to calculate total
First, we
purchases,
separate the. Yes, sir. First,
so
we separated
purchases
the data.
purchases from A, like 10,000 rupees. Similar sales to B, 20,000. These are the transactions. If I give you this kind of transactions for 2,000 rows, will you be able to apply any formulas on this?
So no, sir.
Yes, sir.
No,
You
it is
cannot apply,
not.
guys. It's all the data. How you will apply? Suppose you want to have a total, we have like this data. If you want to apply formula, if you want to know the total purchase, how you will calculate the purchases? We have purchases and then sales, then
Sir,
expenses, then
first
purchase, then
we
sales.
separate the
Yes.
data.
So I'm asking you, if I give you this data, based on this data itself, is it possible for you to apply any formula? No. On this, we cannot apply, we cannot perform any calculations, right?
First,
If you want
we
to perform any
separate the data
calculations,
from the.
yeah. So if you want to perform any calculations, what you have to do? First, we have to segregate the data. What are the purchases? Let's separate these transactions, purchases, sales, and everything separately. Then you will be able to apply formulas, right? So basically, the summarization and
Yes,
applying
sir.
and classifying data is called information. We have to add some value to the transactions by summarizations, by classification, by organizing the data in a specific format. All these things we need to do. Then only you'll be able to apply some formulas. Then only you'll be able to perform few calculations. So that is called information. Information is nothing but we're adding some information and value and also the concepts of the summarizations to the data. That is called an information. It's a meaningful data where we can use it and we can apply for some formulas as well. That is called an information. And summarization. What is summarization? Summary is nothing but to know the summary values. Suppose we have purchase transactions, sales transactions, salaries, expenses, incomes. If you want to know the totals of each element, what do you do? Basically, we'll try to summarize all elements, right?
Yes.
That is called summarization. Once I got the summary details, like I know I have a purchase details, expense details I have, sales details I have, and also I have profit details I have, assets, liabilities detail, everything. What I'll do, I'll present it in a table format. Beautiful, I can create one table. In that table, I'll list out all the details.
Table,
That is one kind
pie
of
chart,
presentation.
bar chart.
Yeah. If you want to keep it more interesting, you can add some diagrammatic presentations, graphical presentations you can add. You can show all this in a diagrammatic graphics format. Once we got the graphics and data, we can start analyzing the information. Which profit center or which branch of DMart is having more sales and which DMart branch is having a more profitability. We can analyze the data. And finally, we can take the
Yes,
project.
sir.
We can take the printout of project. We can submit to the stakeholders. These are the basic stages in the data analytics, guys. Without going
Yes,
through
sir.
these data stages, we cannot call it as a data analytics. Data analysis is not something like calculations, presentations. Once we calculate present, we have to analyze the data. And the analysis part, again, it's a broader word.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys. Then we will see the roles,
Okay, sir.
different roles available in the market for this data analytics. So we have a data scientist roles, data engineers, and data analytics. So we'll talk about one. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm getting a call. Sorry, guys. So yeah. So the data analyst, then a data analyst, and data engineers, and data scientists. So as a data analyst, what's the role of each person, and what are the tools and skill set we require if you want to act as a data scientist, data engineers? We will see. Suppose straight away as a fresher, if you want to start as a data scientist, it's not possible for you guys because if you want to go through, if you want to start your career as a data scientist, first you need to complete the stage of data analyst. See, we will understand what is the each role in the market first. As a data analyst, it's very limited scope we have in the data analyst. Basically, as a data analyst, what we do, we'll take the data from the company. Suppose if there is a specific query from the management people, like if they want to know the profit of any department, or if they want to know the total sales of any department, then what we do, we'll take the entire data of the company. From there, again, we will filter the data of sales information. We will summarize it, and we'll give it in the form of charts and summarizations. Everything will be done, right? That's called. So we have received one query from the management as per the client request. So as per the client requirements, as per the query requirements, we extracted the data and we have summarized it and we present it in a required format. Up to this part is a data analyst part. So what kind of skill set we need if you want to extract the data, if you want to present it in a graphics or charts, what kind of skill set we need? Even the presentations can be done in Excel also. Similarly, if you have a data, as the data set is available either in Excel, SQL server, or maybe in a Excel server, or different server databases we have. So we need one data extracting reporting tool. It can be SQL, Excel. So as primarily, always many companies are using Excel or SQL. So we should be good with SQL and Excel. And the presentation. What are the presentations tools we have? Data visualization tools nowadays. The primary tool is Excel. Even in Excel also we can create interactive dashboards. Then after we have Power BI. Then we have Tableau. So these are the tools and skills, programming languages we need to know as a data analyst. The next step is data engineers. You know what data engineers will do? Basically, they will help this data scientist people. They will work with a huge data sets. They will focus on the coding and they will work with the large data sets by organizing the data in different data sets. And if there is if we as a data analyst or maybe as a data scientist, if you want to extract any data, we need the data in a organizing way. We can, if the data is available in different databases in different formats, it's not possible for us to understand, and also it's not possible for us to retrieve the data. So what data engineers will do, they will facilitate, they will create the databases in a way that we can extract it easily. It can be data analyst or a data scientist. If you want to extract the data, we need the data in an organized way. So that kind of organizing and all will be done by the data engineers. Again, for this data engineers, it's something that beyond data analytics and beyond data scientists, these guys basically working with the programming. These are called data engineers. They will feed the data into data sets and they will organize the data in a different formats. It's very bit difficult. You should be good with Java, Python. These kind of tools we should know, we should learn if you want to become a data engineer. The next one is data scientist. So as a data scientist, these guys will take care end-to-end data. From the starting phase to ending of the project, the entire data work will be taken care by the data scientist. So they will help to store the data, large amount of data, in which format they have to store. They will suggest. And if they want to create any database models, they will suggest. And also if they want to analyze the data, they will do the analysis part. And if they want to suggest suggestions also, like we discussed, right? If all companies are getting a profits, but our company is not getting profits, we have to analyze the data, and also we have to provide some suggestions to improve the sales and to improve the profitability. That kind of suggestions also will be done by the data scientist. As a data scientist, again, in addition to the data analyst tools, Excel, Tableau, SQL, Power BI, we should be good with Python and R analytics as well. So guys, if you are looking for this kind of roles as a data scientist, data engineer, and data analyst, first we should start from the Excel, SQL, and Power BI and Tableau. If you are good with this, maybe after having experience in all this data analysis, then you will be able to get a chance as a data scientist. Everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mahesh.
And we will see the different types of data analytics we have. Okay. Here we have a descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and perspective. We will discuss one by one. What is descriptive? It's just nothing but we just need to find out what's happening in the business. Suppose the same example here we discussed, right? Where is this? Yeah. So what's happening in the business? Suppose here I've given a profit 180 and a sales 2000 rupees and 100 rupees, and also the profitability ratios. This is what happening in the business. So the data analysis part, I mean the descriptive part, is very limited. We will accurately find out the data summarizations. We'll try to summarize the data and we will see what's happening in the business. That's it. So is it easy or not? Just to find out the ratios and find out what's happening exactly. Is it easy or not?
Yes, sir. Easy.
Yes, it's quite easy only. Next, come to the next is diagnostic. Diagnostic is something that why it's happening. Suppose here I gave you the results like this company is having 5% and this company is having 80%. It's all calculation part is up to descriptive. And if you want to know why it's happening like this, why the company is having only 5%, why company B is having 80%, is it a bit complex or not? If you want to find out the reason, root cause,
Yes, sir.
definitely, because even in the sales also we may have different types of sales, different product sales. We need to understand which product having high cost, high sale value, and which which department is having heavy cost. To analyze this root cause, it's difficult. When we compare with the just finding for the results, this diagnostic is a bit complex because we need to find out the root cause. If you want to find out the root cause, we should be having some additional skill set as well. Understood? The next one is predictive. What is predictive? Suppose if you want to find out even root cause for these two companies, that's okay. We can find out by having this company information A and the company information B. But if you want to predict the data, what's exactly is going to happen in the second year, third year? Will you be able to calculate it based on this information itself? Suppose company is experiencing 5% profit this year. If you want to predict the profitability ratio in the coming years, after 2 years or 3 years, will you be able to do it with this information?
No.
What kind of
No, sir.
information you need if you want to predict coming days, like 5 years, 10 years, if you want to predict the sales or profitability of company A, what you may need? I may need the past history,
Strategies was implemented in the
the
company.
total financial information of company A from the starting, like at least like from last 5 years or 10 years. Even that's not going to be sufficient. I need to understand the information of the industry, in which industry their company A is operating. I need to understand their financials. I need to get the entire historical data of that company in this industry in different point of time. Again, in those from last 10 years, we may have difficult times, like we had a COVID, that's a recession. Even before that, we had a 2008 crisis. So in different scenarios, we need to understand, we need to analyze the data, the historical data need to be analyzed. Then only we can predict what's likely to happen in the coming days. Isn't it? So if you are going to use all this historical data, it's not sufficient for us to apply few formulas. We may have to use algorithms, we have to use statistics, and some technologies also we have to apply for the decisions. Isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's again next level. That is again next level. And next one is a prescriptive. Prescriptive is something bigger and larger than all these three. Because once we understand what exactly is going to happen, and we understood what's likely to happen in the coming 5 days, I mean next years or coming years, then what do you have to do? Suppose we understood even in the coming days also our profitability is going to be 4% or 5% or 3% or 2%. Year by year it's going to be increased. That's what we found it in the this stage, predictive stage. Then what do you do? We have to suggest different strategies. If you want to increase the profitability ratio, we need to suggest some strategies. What kind of strategies we need to apply in the coming days based on the predictions, based on the expected economic conditions, based on the competition that we are going to have it in the same industry. We have to comply with those strategies. So implementation of strategies and recommendation strategies will come from the prescriptive stage. So which is more difficult in this? Descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, or prescriptive? Which one is more difficult?
Predictive.
Which one is more important and more complexity?
Sir, prescriptive.
Prescriptive is more complexity, guys.
Yes,
And
sir.
also which one have a more value?
Sir,
Which one has a more value?
descriptive, sir.
Value in the sense not about values, per. I'm talking about value to your career.
Predictive. What is it?
Obviously prescriptive only. The level of complexity always
sir.
give you the more value to your life. You can
Yes,
see
sir.
this. Suppose if you have, I mean, you are good in data science, you are good at Power BI, Tableau, all these things. We can reach up to these two levels, descriptive and diagnostic. Again, if you want to go to the predictive and prescriptive level, we need to have a lot of skills. Like you should be good in artificial intelligence, algorithms, many things you need to go through. Then only you'll be in the stage of prescriptive. Even the prescriptive salaries, I mean, if you are going to be in the stage of prescriptive, your salaries at least will start from 2 crores, 5 crores also. We have people from the Google and from different people who studied in Harvard University. Those kind of people will have those positions in the prescriptive models. Okay. If you see this graph here, you can see this value. Each and every stage, we are going to have extra value to our career. Okay. Now I'll tell you one real example. And before that, we'll discuss about the jobs and opportunities and salaries as well. So as an average data analyst salary, we can see 5 to 6 lakhs per year. But again, the skill set what companies will expect from the candidates is at least like Excel, SQL Server, SQL, Power BI, and some statistics at least. Just forget about Python and the dashboarding. Even dashboarding can be done through Power BI, Tableau, and also Excel. So all these things we need to have in our resume. And if you want to become a data analyst or data scientist, we need to have all these skills. Excel, VBA, SQL, MS Access, Tableau, Power BI, R language, Python, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Then you will become a perfect and complete data analyst or a data scientist. Okay. So the first part of data analyst, we are going to start with advanced Excel. Maybe after this advanced Excel is a part of our course syllabus, so we'll study that one. After that, if time permits, based on your interest level, I'll continue the classes for VBA and SQL as well. Again, that's all about up to your interest. If you're showing more interest, definitely I'll feel more interest and I'll teach you all these concepts. Definitely all these things are going to add some value to your life and your resume. Okay.
Okay,
Shall we?
sir.
Yeah. And yeah, let me open one Excel sheet. Okay. So guys, let's understand what exactly is data analysis. Why we have this much demand. Even people might work on data entry jobs also. Anyone worked on data entry jobs? Even that's also related to data only. Anyone worked on data entry jobs? I'll tell you the difference between data entry and data analysis. Okay. Suppose we have like 20 members in this group, 17 members, 16 members, including me, 17 members. We'll start to analyze this information. Okay. Suppose WhatsApp. Can we guess how many people installed WhatsApp in our 17 members?
All 17.
Maybe all 17 members might have WhatsApps. Obviously, few people have 2 accounts, 3 accounts also. That's a different case. Okay. How many people may be using regularly out of 17?
17 only.
All
17 will be.
Everyone uses WhatsApp a lot.
Yes.
Okay, let's take it as 16. Maybe few people, one people are not using Excel very frequently. I mean, not that much regular usage. So I'll take it as 16. And Skype. How many people have Skypes?
No.
No,
No one has Skype.
Yes.
Okay,
I
maybe let's consider it as 5 people, at least 5 people. Even I do have Skype. Out of 5, again, regular usage for 3-4 people. Again, FB Messenger. How many people have a Facebook?
No.
Yes, sir.
You guys don't have Facebook.
Yes.
Facebook.
Okay,
I have a question.
let's consider up to 15%, 15 people. Out of 15, how many people are using Facebook regularly?
12 months.
Can take 12. And Instagram?
Yes,
Anyone
sir.
else without having Instagram? Even I do have. Recently, I have created Instagram. So I'll take count again 17. Out of 17, how many people are using regular?
7 members.
All 17 persons.
No, sir.
Then 14 persons. What about Hike? Do you know this Hike messaging app? Anyone know about it?
No, sir.
No, Mahesh.
No.
I know, but
Yes, sir.
It's an Indian application, guys. Hike is an Indian app. When WhatsApp launched, even Hike was a competitor for the WhatsApp. Okay, instead of Hike, maybe let's use different application. What do you have for different applications? Messaging applications?
Telegram.
Telegram.
Telegram, okay. Telegram. Okay, how many people have Telegrams installed?
Yes, sir. I
Yes,
have.
sir.
Huh?
17 members.
17 members. Okay.
16.
How many people are using regularly?
15 members.
15.
Okay, I'll take
15.
15. Okay. So what I did here, I just entered the data, right? I just entered the
Yes.
data. Is there any difficulty in entering the data?
No, sir.
No.
If you want to, this is called data entry, guys. This is just called data entry. I just entered the data as per the responses from the different candidates and different sources. I just entered the data. This is called data entry. It's quite easy, right? And maybe I just use one formula. What is the formula? This percentage formula. Even the normal percentage formula. Usage divided by this into 100. Very simple formula. I applied formula. Okay. So is there any difficulty in doing this data entry?
No. No, sir.
No.
No.
Okay. Suppose if anyone offering this kind of job, how much salary you may expect for this job, doing data entry job on a monthly basis?
15,000 to 20,000.
How much?
15,000 to
20,000.
20,000.
12 to 15 per
12
month.
to 15. 12 to 15. That's an average. Maybe 12K to 15K in worst case. That's it, right? Per month. Suppose let's go to this part here. I just played few analysis part here. So top application installed 17 and WhatsApp is regular application. And also the top 3 applications installed, top 3 users. And you can see the applications used in the pie chart. And also have given some based on installed versus usage. The graphic presentation and the summary also have given. WhatsApp is the most popular messaging application like that I have used. If I change any data here, if I keep this as a 0, again it will change the entire data. Again, if I keep this as 0, again it will change the data. See here, again it went to Instagram, from WhatsApp to Instagram. So every time if I keep changing the data, the analysis dashboard will also keep changing.
Yes, sir.
So if I want to perform all these things, how much salary I can expect from the industry? Suppose if you are doing all these things in the company, you have this skill set to apply and create all these dashboards. Even if you want to create a dashboards, you have to create this lookup tables. All these are the tables. By applying this formula, you have to write this formula, and here also I need this formula. Like this, all these formulas you need to write. By writing all these formulas, you will be able to create this dashboard. How much salary you will expect?
15 to 18 K.
Sorry.
20K. 15 to 18K, sir.
So for doing all this, you will be able to expect 15 to 18,000. Suppose by end of this course, you guys are not able to do this. You cannot expect more than 15,000. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Definitely, you will be, if you are able to do all these things, definitely you can expect somewhere like 20 to 30,000. At least 25 plus easily you can expect. So by just using Excel formulas and Excel dashboards itself, if you are able to create this kind of data analysis dashboard, definitely you can expect more salary than data entry. So which one is adding more value to your career and your life? Data entry or data analysis?
Data analysis.
Data
Data
analysis.
analysis. Understood, right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That's what I'm making an effort to make you understand the importance of data analysis. Okay, people may think like data analysis is quite easy or difficult. Different misconceptions we have in our minds. But when you start learning from the scratch, it's not a big difficult, guys. You just want to apply the basics. Once we are good in the basics and foundations, definitely we can learn anything. It can be any kind of difficult programming code also we can learn. But only thing is, you know what's the problem with this coding and programming languages? During the initial stages, when we are learning about theoretical concepts and when we are seeing all these dashboards and simple formulas, everyone will feel interesting because very simple. Suppose first day if I teach you some formula is very easy. Anyone can apply. Even 10th class student also can go and apply the sum formula. By end of the session, I'll teach you index formulas, match index, VLOOKUP, and application of if conditions with a VLOOKUP and match index. If error, that time few people will feel it as a complex and they will give up. Instead of putting effort on daily basis for each and every formulas, someday definitely they will skip the class and they will skip the practice. Then they won't understand. They will find it as a difficulty. That's it. They will lose the course and they will leave the course and they will lose the interest even. That's how people are earning money. You guys are not even getting a job. Remember this point. If you go to Marathon in Hyderabad, a lot of institutes will be the Amir Period. How they guys are all earning money because of lack of interest in the people. That's why don't fade out from the interest. Keep the same energy and same interest. That's what I'm trying to say from the day one itself. Especially in terms of Excel classes and this SQL classes, we need to carry out the same interest and each and every day class. For this, you need a lot of practice on a day by day. Suppose I'm teaching this today, try to practice today's class. It can be easy one, it can be difficult one, whatever it is. Maybe today we may have many things to practice. You guys feel that okay, sir, not it started the main concepts, main formulas. So why should I practice? Once formulas started, then I'll start practicing. Like that, few people will think in their minds. They won't they won't start practicing from the scratch because they feel that we already know the basics. So why should I practice? With this kind of mindset, they'll start attending the classes. The same thing will become difficult for their life. That's right. Just get out of that mindset and try to practice. It can be small task, big task, the basic, whatever it is, you have to practice. Understood?
Okay.
Now we'll see the course content. Let me show you the course content for the same. We will see the entire course curriculum for this Excel. We'll start about discussing the introduction. We'll understand the user interface about Excel. Then we will understand the formats, cell formats, currency formats, and about coloring and a conditional formatting. And also we'll understand about the keyboard shortcut keys. We'll discuss about it. And the Excel formulas. We have a classification of formulas in data type wise, text formulas, lookup formulas, and number formulas, sum of formulas, mathematical formulas, statistical formulas. Like that, we have different classification of formulas. So all these formulas will be discussed. Logical formulas using if conditions. And charts and graphs also will be discussed. How to create a charts, graphs, and pivots. How to build interactive dashboards. I'll show you one dashboard even. Can everyone see this dashboard?
Yes, bro.
Yes, Mahesh.
So by end of this course, you guys will be able to build this dashboard. By using some slicing, pivots and all, I have built this dashboard. So by clicking each and every slicer and buttons we have. So we can see the information for each and particular product. If you want to see the product wise, if you want to see the year by year, all this is called interactive dashboards. You all guys can create these dashboards. So that's also we have included in the course, and a filtering, sorting, tables, data validations, all we will discuss. And also application of your formulas related to the financial management. Recently, we had an assignment from one company. There they were asking about IRR, NPV calculations and all. I'll show you that. Let me show you that as well. 1 second. I'll show you that Excel assignment which is submitted. 1 second, guys. Thanks. Excel. One second, guys. Yeah, I'll share my screen. Can everyone see this?
Yes, fine.
Yes,
So
sir.
basically, it's an assignment for the fund accounting and administrator work. So they have given different scenarios. Basically, they have given some cash flows and they have given 6 scenarios. So for each scenario, we have to calculate the IRR, internal rate of return, and also we have to apply the MOIC, and we have to calculate the net asset value, NAV, and we have to analyze the information. So this is the presentations we have given for this assignment. So this kind of how to calculate IRR, NPV, the profitability index, all these things we will discuss in the class even. Application of financial formulas as well, we will discuss. Okay, that we have included. In addition to that, again, as I'm saying, as an additional module, we have a VBA and SQL, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to complete this by this month end or not. But again, as per your interest, as per your request, I'll continue the VBA and SQL classes as well. Okay. So this is the course content, guys, and
Okay, sir.
mhm. Yeah. Let's start from the Excel basics. Anyone need break? It's been 1
No,
hour, I
sir.
think, right?
No, Mahesh.
No, bro.
No, Mahesh.
I'll be placing all these files in the folder, and you'll be receiving a folder access as well by tomorrow, everyone. And also, we have decided mentors as well. Maybe by tomorrow, we are going to assign the mentors for you. We'll share the list of mentors and persons and everyone. And also, the phone numbers will be listed there. You guys can create, if you want to have a group for them, you can create a group, WhatsApp group, and you can add me and Bindu as well on the same group with your mentors. And there will be some other group as well. The same mentors will be available in the entire group. There you can interact with everyone. If you want to have a personal group with your mentor, like suppose 2 people will have a one mentor, like that we are going to create. If you want to have a group with those mentors, you can create a separate WhatsApp group, but include me as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Mahesh.
No,
Okay.
what is the group?
And yeah, let's start about knowing about Excel. Okay. So what are we going to learn from the Excel? Already we discussed, right? As the data, we can store the data and we can convert it to information and we can summarize it and we can present it, we can analyze it, and we can complete the project. We can call it as a project, and we can take the printouts. All these steps we can complete it in the Excel itself. Summarizations, informations, and presentations using different data visualization techniques, using graphs, tables, charts. We can do it, and we can analyze the information using data validations and conditional formats, and finally we can present it. So that's what we can do. And why we need this Excel? Again, the same thing, what we can do and why we need this Excel. To store the data, we can use the data
So
Excel.
the calculation.
It is also one kind of database, guys. Excel is nothing but a database. So we can store the data and we can perform the calculations. By using the same data, we can perform calculations, average, sum, minimum, maximum, multiple formulas, multiple calculations we can do. Just now we showed, right? If you want to calculate IRR, internal rate of return. How many of you know about internal rate of return? If you want to know the calculations of cash flows, profitability index, net present value, NPV, and net asset value, these are all a bit complex formulas related to the financial students and finance world. But still, we can apply all those formulas. Every Excel sheet will have formulas. Suppose if you want to apply NPV, simply I use the NPV formula. See here, we have the NPV formula. The same thing, if you want to write the NPV formula, if you want to know the NPV of cash flows, you may have to put a lot of efforts. But we don't want to have that kind of effort in the Excel. By using simple formula, NPV formula, we can calculate it. Similarly, IRR, internal rate of return. Internal rate of return is the rate at which sum of discounted cash inflows and outflows will be equal. If you want to understand this line and if you want to apply the formula and everything, it will take a lot of time. If you want to calculate the IRR of at least 10 cash flows, it will take at least like 10 to 15 minutes. But in Excel, in single second, we can calculate it. A lot of calculations we can do. And the analysis part, as I said, we have different analyzing functions in the Excel, data validations, data conditional formats, and formulas for the analysis, logical formulas we have for analysis. All these things we can do through Excel. And we will discuss about the history as well. It's not required for everyone, but still, if anyone is going for any Microsoft certification or something, then maybe these kind of questions you may get. Initially, in the year 1978, it has started as a VisiCalc. The name of Excel when they started is VisiCalc. Then it went to SuperCalc. Then Lotus 1, 2, 3. Then we have a multi-plan, and there otherwise we have Excel in the 1995. From there onwards, we have started having versions. 2000 version, 1998 version, and 2008, 2013 we have Microsoft Outlook 365. These are all the versions we have again. Okay. What are the competitors of Excel we have? We do not have any competitors for the Excel. Though we have like Google Sheets, QuickBooks, maybe different things we have, but still Excel itself is an Excel competitors. We do not have any competitors for the Excel. You know why? Initially, when they have started, this Google Sheet and all recently came into the existence, into the industry. But companies started using it from the long back. Some decades back itself, they're using this Excel. So if they want to change the entire data in one go, if they want to migrate the data from Excel to another reporting tool, another data storing tool, it's not possible for them. That's why many companies are using and following the same Excel. Maybe recently launching companies and all can prefer to, they can prefer to have a Google Sheet. But if it is an existing company from last like 10 years or 20 years, Excel is a major database for them. They're not switching to any other database tool like Google Sheet or something. That's the reason we are saying that Excel itself is a competitor for the Excel. Depends on the different versions, different functions will be adding over there. Suppose I'm using, I think, what is the version? I'm not sure about the version. Maybe 2002 version or something I'm using. 2007. I'm using 2007 version. So we have 2008 version, 9 versions, and we have 365, which is an advanced version. We can have a additional functions where you cannot have it in the 2007 version. Okay, that's the reason Excel itself is a competitor. And we have a terminology. We have to understand this terminology very importantly, because people always will pronounce few words in a different words. So that's really create trouble in the real time, guys. The first one is cell. What do you mean by cell?
Introduction of columns and
Intersection
rows.
of column and
Column and row.
Okay, suppose I am writing Mahesh. In which cell I am writing?
C21.
C21.
C21, sir.
So if I ask you the cell number, you are saying that C, which is a column, and 21 is a row.
Yes, sir.
Basically, the combination of a row and column you are saying, right?
Yes.
So cell is not going to be something like only a column part or a row part. It's a combination of column plus row. If you want to refer any cell address, we always have to quote it like a column plus row. C21. This is D21. And this is E23. Like that. If you want to refer any address of a cell, you have to use the intersection of column and row. These are columns. These are all columns. Vertical lines are columns. On horizontal lines are rows. Can everyone remember this? These are columns. These are rows.
Yes, sir.
Columns always identified by alphabets A, B, C, D. Like this, columns will be referred and identified through alphabets. And we have a rows with the numbers. Like we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all numbers. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then we have worksheet. What is worksheet? What are all these? Like we are
All
in
these
the
cells in the worksheet.
about Excel. This is one worksheet. This is Excel sheet worksheet. Excel UI. This is one worksheet. Keyboard shortcut list. Anyone see this? This name?
Yes, sir.
That is works.
All called worksheets. Few people used to refer it as tab as well. But again, that's not a formal word. Sheet is a correct word. Sheet. Some people will see like this. Some people will say this is a one sheet, formula sheet, messaging app sheet, formulas IB sheet. These are not sheet. These are called workbooks, guys. Excel training is a one workbook name. Data analysis underscore live is a workbook name. Formulas copy. This is a workbook name. Excel basic test. This is a workbook name. You know, if you don't understand the meaning and the difference between the worksheet and workbook in real time, I'll tell you how the problem will create. Suppose if you want to create, if you want to delete one worksheet, suppose someone will give you an instruction, delete worksheet about Excel worksheet. Let's imagine we have an Excel file as well, the same name, about Excel. We have this Excel workbook, and inside that we have a about Excel worksheet as well. About Excel. If you got an instruction that you have to delete worksheet, then what you will delete? We have to delete this worksheet. You have to go there and you have to delete it, right?
Yeah.
Suppose if you understood this is a worksheet, then simply you will press delete and you will delete it. Then you will lose the data, right?
Yes.
That's the reason we should know the difference between worksheet and workbook. These are all called workbooks. And also we can say combination of worksheets are called workbooks. Combination of cells is called worksheet. These are all worksheet cells, right?
Yes.
All these are cells. So the combination of cells is worksheet. Combination of worksheets are called workbooks.
Workbook.
Understood? Or we can
Yes,
say
sir.
Excel file. Excel file is a workbook. Each and every workbook we have different names. Worksheet also can be different. Each and every worksheet have a different name. What about cell? Cell can be identified through the intersection of column and row itself. Okay,
Okay, sir.
understood? Now we
Yes,
understood
sir.
the difference, and also we will see the object model. First one is an Excel is an application. Again, few people are understanding the difference between workbook and worksheet application. I'll tell you. This is a workbook, Excel workbook, right?
yes.
And also we have a file, Word file. Let me create a Word file. Excel training. Excel training. Is this also workbook?
Yes, bro.
Excel training, the Word file. Is this also workbook? Is this also workbook?
Workbook name.
Oh,
No, guys. This is related to the MS Word application. This is related to the MS Excel application.
Application.
Try to understand the difference between applications. We have MS software, and then again we have two applications. MS Excel is a software. MS Word is also a Word application. These are all applications. So inside that application, what do we have? We have workbooks. We have an application called MS Excel. MS Excel is an application. In that application, what we have? We have workbooks. These are all workbooks, guys. Excel training B, IB, formulas, messaging apps, usage analysis, formulas, data analysis, formulas. These are called workbooks. If you want to open these workbooks, which application you need? Which application you need?
Excel.
MS Excel. If you want to open, if you want to work on this application, if you want to work on this workbooks, you need an application called MS Excel. Similarly, if you want to work on this file, Word file, what application you need? MS Word. MS Word is the application we need to work on the Word files.
Word files.
Similarly, if you want to work on this workbooks, we need Excel application. So MS Excel is an application. So with this MS Excel applications, we can work on workbooks. Inside that workbook, what we have? We have all these sheets. These are all called sheets, guys. We have this Excel sheets.
Yes, sir.
Inside that sheets,
Yes,
what we have? We have cells. These are all the cells.
Cells.
And we can create charts. Here we have charts. We can create charts. These are all the charts.
Yes, sir.
We can create charts.
Yes.
We can insert tables. We can insert shapes. These are all available inside of this worksheet. So this is the object model. Application, workbook, worksheet, and cells, charts, shapes,
Cells.
and tables.
Okay,
Understood?
sir. Yes,
Everyone?
sir.
Yes, Mahesh.
And we will see the extensions as well. Some guys, why we are learning all these concepts is required to learn and remember all these things. Definitely, it's all required. Here we spoke about the object model, and we spoke about the terminology and the importance of terminology, the difference between worksheets and workbooks. Similarly, the data, I mean, the file name extensions are also very important in this Excel. I don't know about the remaining applications, but in this Excel, definitely it's important. I'll tell you the reason also why it's so important. Okay. Suppose, let me create a new application. Okay. Okay, this is an Excel application. If I save this application, suppose if I'm saving this application, I'll go to downloads. Here I'll save it as a Excel test file. Okay. Here I'm just clicking on a save. In which format it's saving? What is the format of it?
Filing.
If you go to properties, you can see the extension
Yes, sir.
Excel
Mahesh.
Essence. Now I'll tell you why it's so important for us to get. Let me write one VBA code actually. Suppose let me take a ChatGPT and I'll try to record one VBA code actually. Okay. I'm copying this VBA code. So I'll go here. Alt F11. Sorry. Shit. These guys. So here I'll paste this VBA code. I'll save it. I'll close it. And here, if I want to execute that code, I'll go to the developer and macros. Here we have this macro. I'll run it. Can you see this? Automatically all filled up 1 to 100. So basically, I have created one macro here, right?
Yes,
If you
Mahesh.
go to this
Mhm.
macros, here we have a macros.
Yes,
If you
sir.
go and see this, here I should have a macro. Here I created a macro code and I saved it. So I'll save it and close it. Again, I'm going back and I'm opening the file, same file.
Okay, sir.
I go to, again, let me delete the entire data. Again, I'll go to the developers,
Macros.
macros. There is no macro here. Just now I created and saved it, right?
Yes, sir.
It is a macro. The same file, right? I just saved it, press Ctrl S, I closed it, again could open it. There is no macro. What happened? What is the format I saved here? Can you see this? If I open this, again it's there. 1, 2, 3 are there. Where I used a macro to run, to get this data, I used the VBA code. But still, there is no VBA code in this file. See, there is no VBA code. In the macros, I should have that macro, right? It's not available, but only the data is available. The reason is, while I'm saving, I just saved in the Excel SX format. It won't record, it won't save any macros. If you want to have that macro, what you have to do is, again, let me try. I'm opening this file. I'll delete it. I'll go to the again developers macros. I do not have any macros, so let me create a macro. I'll save it. Save. Closed. So here, I'm saving it. While saving, I'll go to save as, browse. Now I'll choose. If you go to the save as type, can everyone see this save as type?
Yes, Mahesh.
Yes, sir.
Save as.
Yes,
I'll choose this one. Excel macro enabled workbook. Can everyone see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll select that and I'll downloads. In downloads itself, I try to save it. Click on save. Now I'll close it. Let me reopen the same file. Again, if I go back to the developers and macros,
Macros.
still not there.
Okay.
What happened, man? Hmm. Let me try this way. Yeah, still it is Excel SX format only, guys. Maybe let me create a new worksheet. So yeah. Insert module. While saving, I'll save it as a macro enable. I'll just save it as a book one. Save it. Okay. Now I'm closing it. Again, if I open the book 1, now I go to developer, macros. Here we have macros. If I run this, it will get the data. See this? But if you observe the difference between these two, while saving, I saved it as a macro enable. You can see this one. It's showing as a Microsoft Excel worksheet. It's showing as Microsoft Excel macro enable. Can everyone see the difference?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here it got saved, guys. It's a separate file. It's got saved. I was trying to open this file, but this was the file we saved with the new extensions. So that's the main reason. While saving, if it is in a macro, we have to save it as a Excel macro enabled only. With a lot of efforts, you wrote the entire code, but while saving, you just saved it as a normal Excel file. Then entire your data will go away. You cannot see the code over there. If you want to have this macro code and VBA code in your Excel file, you have to save the file as how you have to save with the macro enabled only. Understand?
Yes, sir. Yes,
You don't
sir.
understand
Yes,
the
sir.
point? That's the reason
Yes,
we need
yes.
to understand the file name extensions as well, guys. Very important. So the file name is extensions. We have normal one, like for 2003 we had version only XLS. Even now we have this option. Then we have a workbooks. Normally nowadays we are using the same one, Excel SX workbooks. In this one, we can store the data macro, and other than macros, everything we can store. And we have a macro enabled. We can store the data of its macros. And we have an Excel binary workbook also. You know what the binary format? I'll show you even the binary format as well. The entire data will be stored in the binary formats. For that reason, we use this one. And also we have CSV format, comma separated values. We have different naming extensions, guys, for the Excel. So it all should come from the practice. If you start working with the Excel database, you will come to know about all this database. And also we can convert the data, Excel from one workbook to another workbook. Suppose I have this macro enabled, I can save it as a Excel SX format also. But what happened? What you would expect? If I save a macro enabled file, normal Excel file, what it will happen? Macro will be disabled. I cannot run the macro. Everyone getting the point?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah. So that's the reason we need to understand the extensions as well. Okay. Here I've given few extensions. If you have any Excel, laptops and all, you can try all these file name extensions and also rows. Earlier we had only limited number of rows, 65,563. But nowadays we have 1 lakh, not 1 lakh, 10 lakh 48,576 rows.
576.
And columns we had earlier 250 rows.
16,300.
But now we have 16,384 column addresses. This is the column address A, B, C. This is how we used to refer the columns, right? So we have up to XFD. After completion of Z, the same will repeat again. A, B, B, A, B, like that it will repeat. See this? A, B, A, C, like this. So we have up to XFD. Okay. So try to get this for today's assignment. You guys have to get this worksheet. Total cells we have, and seconds in a year, and time needed to fill one Excel sheet. How much time it will take? So you guys need to work on this and give me the answer. This is your homework for today. Everyone understood? As of now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
bro. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone understanding it or not?
Understand, sir.
So try to complete your assignments on a daily basis and try to learn whatever the topics we are discussing in the class, because going forward we're going to talk a lot about, like we'll talk about the user interface. I'll discuss about all these user interface, keyboard shortcut keys, data types, and number formats, clipboard functions. Of course, you might know everything. What is Control X, Control C, Control V, Control P, but still, I'm going to discuss all these things.
Okay, sir.
It doesn't mean that you don't know everything, but you may. But we need to understand from the scratch, and we need to understand the basics. Suppose you guys are writing the formulas. Many people are writing the formulas without knowing the basics. That's very wrong thing. Everyone feel that we know we look a formula. But if you understand the basics, how the reference will work, how the freeze, the cell reference, what is absolute reference, dynamic reference. If you understand all these things, you don't do any mistakes. Writing VLOOKUP formula in one cell is not a objective. That's not the learning perspective. If I give you 1,000 rows of data also, There also you should be able to write VLOOKUP formula. In such a way, we have to make an effort. So if you want to understand in that level, we need to start from the scratch. That's my understanding. Okay. Okay, guys, I'll stop it here. Let me stop the recording.